Greetings YouTube, this is Sybil Silver Phoenix, and in this video I would like to talk about tools now. This will be a multi-part series in which I will cover the four main tools that and other objects that we witches will imbue energy with and use in our craft. These tools have important lessons to teach outside of the circle, so don't discount them just yet if you don't practice witchcraft, please. Okay, first off, I want to settle something about the pronunciation of the name of the first tool that I will be covering, which is the blade. And I do not use the pronunciation athame. Why? Because I find it too feminine for an otherwise masculine tool. I use the pronunciation of athame because it has a weight and lends a more appropriate masculine feel to the tool. Alright, this is my thing. This is Wolf's Fang, and I call him a he for a very definite reason, which I will discuss toward the end. But first, let me get on about the purposes, lessons, and other important things about this tool. Okay, alright. That said, let's move on to the purpose and function of the athame, as well as the lessons it offers us both inside and outside of the magical circle. The athame is, as you know by now, a masculine tool. I mean, just look at it. It's a phallic-shaped, it is phallic-shaped, and besides, a blade can penetrate, just like a certain organ on the male anatomy. This means that the blade projects energy. It also cuts energy too, thus allowing great control over the flow of energy when needed. In some traditions, the athame is a representative of the element of fire, but to others it stands for the element of air. To me, the athame teaches both the elements of fire and air, with fire as the primary. Fire is energy. Fire is light and life. It is also destructive and hungry. And once out of control, it consumes all in its path. Fire can be managed, it can be maintained and controlled, but lacks your vigilance, and it will turn on you in the blink of an eye. The blade can be controlled and used to do much work, but misuse it or lose respect for it, and its double edge can cut both ways, and deeply, I might add. My athame, however, though double-edged, is not sharp. It is not meant to cut on the physical plane. It is meant to cut on the spiritual plane, so I can cut energy with it. That's its primary purpose. Okay. Air's thought, movement, and freedom, as well as other things. It can also race out of control and destroy much of what we build, but it also fills our lungs and flows through us all in our blood. Therefore, air is connected intimately with life itself. We can wield our reason and our logic like the blade to cut through ignorance and deception. We can cut ourselves free of the illusions which enslave us all, so that we may drift freely upon the winds wherever they may blow. Here's a good question to ponder, and it's something that I had to ponder in my first experiences. Why might the athame be difficult for some practitioners to use in a ritual setting? Well, it may be difficult because of the blade's intimate connection with war and bloodshed. I had to deal with this question early on, and as I pondered, I found one answer, though simple. It worked for me. The first answer that I found was the blade can be used for defense as well as aggression. This worked, and the lesson it teaches the importance of self-defense. To truly feel protected, you must know how to protect yourself from attack, as well as how to avoid it altogether. So, the blade offers us protection from harm and destructive energies that can cause harm in our lives. You can just cut them away. The second answer, and I found this answer in a surprising place, I might add, and that answer is the blade's first use was not for killing. This was a profound answer, and it struck me while I was watching the anime Naruto. Some of you may have seen it. If you haven't, watch it. Good anime. And with my knowledge of tools and that the early hominids used and made, I realized that yes, the blade's first use was not for killing, it was for acquiring food. Our earliest ancestors invented the blade to feed themselves as well as their offspring. How profound an insight this truly was. The blade teaches us the importance of feeding our spiritual self and maintaining our spiritual energies so that we are strong and fit for survival in this ever-changing world we live in. That is truly profound in my opinion. And I found it in an anime of all places. Wow. Wow, the divine just pops up in many different ways in our lives to teach us lessons. Look, seek, and ye shall find. Okay, the purpose for the Athaman ritual is to control energy and draw out the boundary of the magic circle. We do this by projecting our spiritual energy through the blade and envisioning that energy as flame or smoke or whatever you feel comfortable with as the circle's edge. You decide where the real world ends and the magical one begins in ritual. You set up your sacred space with this tool. You also use this tool to project energy into objects that you are blessing and are empowering, and to cut away disruptive or harmful energies from an object or a place. Ultimately, the Athame is a symbol of strength and of your will. Remember to use it responsibly and with respect. It is truly a very interesting tool, but yes, it has a very aggressive look to it. It is a weapon, but you gotta remember, it can be used for defense as well as aggression. And its first use was not for killing. It was for feeding ourselves physically. Now we use it to feed ourselves spiritually. And when I blessed this tool, the blessing took the first time. It was the summer solstice of 2001, and I held this dagger aloft in the sky toward the sun, and I asked for the blessings of the Lord and for fire to be upon it, and it felt like lightning struck the blade, like fire hit it, went down my arm, came into my body, filled me up, went back into the blade, and thus it was blessed by fire, by light, by God. And that's why it is a tool of fire to me, in my opinion. So, like I said, it can be used for air too. It all depends on the individual. And that's really all that matters is, ask yourself questions about this weapon, this tool, and see what lessons you learn from it. What do you get out of this tool right here? And I'm Sybil Silver Phoenix, and this is Wolf's Fang, and we are signing off. Have a blessed day, evening, whatever it is, where you are watching this video right now, and till we meet again.